3 inches of lift, 28-inch tires, VW lift kit parts, Bilstein shocks, struts, D-window Jeep rims with USA adapters. Here it is, the first non-Facebook or Instagram reveal of the car. First video reveal, actually. Really nice stance. All-terrain tires, give it that nice mean look. Did some upgrades to it, but mostly just the lift kit right now. Looking for ideas or who knows what for the remainder of it. Well, here's a little rundown on the parts into this build for the lift kit. Like I said in the, might have mentioned in the description or the other video, we went with VWliftkits. My wife came to me one day and was like, hey, I want to lift my car. And I was like, okay, I mean, I guess just start Googling it. I don't know anything about it. I've lifted Jeeps and done some stuff with trucks, but sure, whatever, you know. She Googles it and comes across this VWliftkits website, and boom, being ready to go lift kits. And the reason we went with, I know there's, you can do it other ways, but this is a simple setup. Her car is pretty clean. She likes it, so we just wanted to go with the kit because it seemed pretty straightforward, and why not give it a shot? And oh my God, we love it. The kit, I think we went with stage 3. If you go on their website, there's actually, our car is on there, so I'd tell you, but I'm pretty sure we went with stage 3. So we got Bilstein shocks and struts, got the lift springs, and we actually went with springs and a spacer up there. If you can see it, that gets us our 3 inches of lift, and that's the front, you know, the strut assembly. And then in the back, you got the shock. And again, we did the spacer with the spring to accomplish 3 inches of lift front and rear. On the rear, we went and had to get shock extenders. It's basically a little piece that goes on top of your shocks thread, and then threads up there. Got a nice extra 2-inch. When we were riding around town and stuff, it would bottom out, so I'd hyperextend the shock. Didn't really, not good for the shock, and obviously it sounded like crap to us. We thought we were going to need it in the front, and I actually had made some just to try to see if that was going to resolve the issue, but it ended up being a tire pressure thing. We were getting a lot of noise and stuff because with these 20-inch tires, we didn't really know where to run the air pressure and stuff, and we used balance speeds, which have worked out really great. We did a calculation. I always put a little extra. I don't know the right or wrong way to do balance speeds. This is only the second car I've done them on. But yeah, we did balance speeds and rode around and ended up messing around with the tire pressures and stuff, and that got rid of all our shimmy, got rid of all the noise that we thought was coming from the front, that we thought was this front strut hyperextending, but it was not. So that was really nice to relieve that. I think these are Mammoth brand D windows. It's got a Jag center cap just because that's what we had laying around, but they're actually JK wheels, the 5x5 bolt pattern. We had them powder coated, a metallic charcoalish color, just to give it that not exactly black look. As you can see, it's, you got your black in that, just that little extra shine and sparkle to kind of just something different. for the wheel adapters. I know they have a website. I found them on eBay, but the USA wheel adapters went from the Volkswagen lug studs or lug bolts to the lug nuts for the JK, which actually, you know, is kind of cool. You know, VW likes those lug bolts, which are good in their own mind, but sometimes when you line up the tire, it sucks. So this is actually cool with the lift, that now you just set the tire on there. You know, I like the lug studs actually better, my personal opinion. All right, so you'll notice back here, you know, the inner fender liner's been cut up to accommodate not rubbing on the tire and stuff. And I actually cut this brace here and did some work on the fender, and you can see and stuff. And this is one of those things that needs to get touched up and fabbed as time goes on, but unfortunately she's out enjoying the car, so not a whole lot. And we got other stuff going on too. We have Jeeps and stuff, but yeah, you can see that it was, you know, it was rubbing on this, and you get a little rub here from time to time if she turns all the way, which she doesn't do a lot. But you know, that's a fab work to come, and maybe just get rid of the whole fender line. I mean, now the car is kind of an off-road car and stuff a little bit. I mean, still a daily driver, but still off-road, so maybe we'll just get rid of the fender line. So I mean, the tire conceals a lot of this blemishes, but I'm not a fab guy, so I'd like to take my time and do what the best route would be. If anyone has suggestions, that'd be cool. I'm not against that. The front, like you said too, the thing's cut out. You can see, and the cool thing is now that it's actually loosened up and stuff, this flexes out a little bit so the tire doesn't hit this anymore. Big issue is when it was in a little bit, so you get a lot of turn and rub. The back, none of that issue comes with rubbing or anything. The front obviously had it a little bit, and you know, maybe changing the spacers and stuff would get rid of a lot of that rub too. But now we got to the basic point where it doesn't really rub at all, so just minor fab work to come from there. And I want to put like a bar across and brace this to the proper spot and stuff, but I haven't got to it. She was thinking about running a front bull bar or something, you know, eventually, and that would tie into it a little bit. But you know, that's all as time comes. What she likes, I think the biggest thing is she's just enjoying her car, getting the looks, you know, around town. It's kind of cool. People really do break their necks trying to look at it and stuff. But yeah, and I don't know if I mentioned it, you know, these are General Grabber all-terrain tires. It works out to be 28 inches about, but it's 215 70/16s, and they've been phenomenal. And nothing on them, just for the build and stuff. We had to get our correct air pressure and stuff, but that was on us. The other thing I would like to point out, and because we've been busy, sidetracked with a million things between other cars, trucks, and house stuff, is VWliftkits actually gave us a front license plate mount that would work for, say, fog lights, holding your license plate. It looks kind of fancy. We haven't gotten around to putting that on. Sorry about the fence in the background. We haven't gotten about putting it on or anything. It would look something, you know, like this. It's got a nice place to mount fog lights. You could do up or above. I was actually thinking a cool thing to do, maybe, you know, with the fog lights on the top, not only put like a LED light underneath to kind of light up your license plate a little bit. Kind of be cool. You know, that's something that you can get from them, possibly. I don't know if it's on their website yet. We didn't get around to getting a picture of it on the car or anything, just because we got busy. And the problem is and we didn't, I guess between me and her, we didn't read the description, but we ordered some fog lights for her car, and they are just huge. Like, I don't know what happened, but they are huge. Like, to even put them on my Jeep would just kind of be ridiculous. Maybe be like a Blazer or a truck would be perfect, but they are huge. So we are back to the drawing boards on what kind of fog lights we want to run. But yeah, they got this nice bracket that they came and stuff, and you know, we're eventually gonna fab it up somehow or whatever. But you know, you can put lights above it, below it, on a fog light. The cool thing is she got a license plate, a German license plate that was, you know, I think you could go on eBay and do it, but it's personalized to say Knuckles, and she was going to put it on as a decoration, so it might work for this bar, because you have your, you know, US size plate, but then these outer holes you could actually mount a German plate, or because they're long and skinny, to it. So that's pretty nice. And it's made of aluminum, so it's really lightweight, but it's well built to where, you know, it's gonna be able to hold, I mean, it would hold the fog lights we have. They just would look really big on her car. So that was our issue. But yeah, I mean, any comments or concerns? And really, other than the lift and this minor fog light, something cool that she did to upgrade to her car, because so we took the car out to Rockford Speedway and we raced it in spec drags. I did once and it was fun. And after that, we decided to have a little more fun with it. And we went to a guy in Upper Wisconsin and put APR stage 1 into it. So we have APR coil packs. I went on Rock Auto and I just bought the best fuel injectors they have, so they're not anything fancy, but we did go up to Iridium spark plugs because platinum ones, the car was just getting misfires still, and I kind of figured it was from the tune not liking the spark plugs, I guess, for whatever reason. So we went to Iridium ones, and the gap was a little bit different. I think it went lower for better spark. Don't quote me on that. I'm not an expert when it comes to tuning cars and performance mining them. Biggest thing I used to do is cold air intakes. Otherwise, I just basically mud rigged a bunch of cars. So this is actually the first car I've done had a tune or anything. So, but yeah, she's got APR stage 1 tune. Love it. With their coil packs and stuff, the car is just running great. And it's, not the fastest car on the street, but definitely has a lot more pep in its step, and it's really nice. I mean, now with the lift and tires, the car just seems normal. There isn't a lag or anything like that. And we got the lift and tires after the tune, so we saw the difference with the stock height on the car, and now with the bigger tires, it doesn't seem like it has a lift or anything, so it's really nice. And not that it's pushing a lot of extra weight with these tires, but the stock rims were aluminum with smaller tires, so these are heavier, so it does have a little bit more work to do. But yeah, overall, this is this is what it is. And any questions or comments, put them in the section down below. Again, huge shout out to VWliftkits. I mean, they were helpful. I mean, not only could you go on their website and buy a lift kit, say you wanted to lift your bug and you knew nothing about what you're trying to do, and this could go for any Volkswagen they will help you with, but hey, I want to lift it 3 inches. What tires can I fit? Okay, they'll give you recommendations of tires. Here's what sizes, if you want to run 16s or 17s, and what kind of look are you going for? And, oh, you might need this. Or sometimes these cars, depending upon the turbo and 2.5, changes this. And, that's where they came with the shock extenders in the rear. Just really helpful people. And even after we bought this stuff, they were still helpful. I've had it where companies don't, they're willing to help, but it seems like VWliftkits definitely goes above and beyond to help out, because, it was like I'd send them an email and they would reply late in the night, and I'm not sure what time zone they're in compared to me, but very helpful throughout the day and stuff. And then on top of that, they're like, hey, since you lifted your car, you want to deal on this little bar, you can put it out there and promote it for us. I didn't get around to that, but here's the chance to promote, that cool little bar and everything. But yeah, they were super helpful. I mean, between their website and the info they gave me, it just worked out great, and could not be happier. And shout out to the other companies, APR, General Grabber, Mammoth Rims, stuff like that. Not any direct help from them, but their products have been awesome. No flaws with them or anything on this setup. Just overall, she's very happy, which makes me very happy, because her smile when she's driving and stuff is just the coolest thing ever. And she comes back home and she's like, dude, this guy stopped and wanted to take some pictures or ask some questions, or this girl that, whatever. It's just cool. Or hey, they were pointing and yelling cool car or whatever and stuff. It's it's just really nice to see her excitement. Makes it all worth it in the end. Not that it wasn't worth it. The car could be cool to us and no one else could care about it, and we'd like it'd be worth it, but that's just that extra little positive vibe when she comes home, and it's just really cool. But yeah, I'll put some info in the description, and any comments or questions, just shoot them down there. And like I said, if you're looking to lift your VW, I highly recommend VWliftkits. Worst case, if you don't want to go with them for all their products, they can at least steer you in the right direction and get you started on a path. They are really helpful people, really great. I just 5 stars. I mean, hands down, 5 out of 5. So this is not a direct video that they requested me to make. We finally getting around to making the YouTube, getting the reviews out there, and we figured we should do this because if you've ever been on the fence of doing it, they just make it easy. So let me just say that there's no questions of, because I know I've seen people lift Beetles. You can use Jeep springs and stuff like that, so there's a lot of questions as to what you can use and stuff, and there's info out there and stuff, but it's just nice to have a kit ready. So, and I'm not always put brand new parts on a car and not do any custom fabbing yourself, because trust me, I have 3 XJs that I do not drop money in for the best of top of the line parts because they get beat. But when someone makes a great product and makes it just easy for you to know exactly what you're doing on a car that normally wouldn't be lifted or have these parts on it, it's awesome and just makes everything nice. So, give us a like, comment, subscribe. There'll be more from the Volkswagen video, some on the truck, some on the Jeeps, and I don't know if I mentioned before, we have 2 older Beetles and we have a Jamaican fiber fab that maybe we'll get something out there eventually. Just stay tuned and hope you enjoyed.